Trading success isn't luck. It's a formula. Most traders struggle because they overcomplicate things. But today, I'm breaking it all down into 3 simple steps that anyone can use to start seeing results today. If you've been searching for the aha moment in your trading journey, this just might be it. But before we dive in, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, because you will not want to be missing what is coming up next in our upcoming video. Alright, let's get into it. Step 1. EMA 50, aka the Trend Finder. EMA stands for Exponential Moving Average. But here's all what you need to know. It helps you identify trends and spots possible reversals. Why does this matter? Because in trading, trend is king. And only big players, aka market makers, can actually move price. As retail traders, it's our job to understand their footprints and basically just follow the direction that they set the market to move to. This is how we find success in trading. Okay, traders, so this is the 4-hour chart based on Solana. I will just rephrase this. This is a 100% free indicator for those that want to actually find out which is it. So it's just this one here. Give me a moment. So basically it's just moving average exponential. So you guys can just choose this one. And then in terms of the settings, right? So this is my settings. So what you can do right now, you guys can just pause the video at this section here and then just follow up these settings. Most of it is set on default. Okay, it's just certain things that I've changed, especially about the length. So by default, I believe it will be around the 9 length, so I put it around 50. So pause the video. Once you're done with the settings, let's get into it. So basically, what does this indicator do? Like we said, aka Trend Finder. So trend is king, as I mentioned earlier. Whenever we want to place any orders into our trading sessions, right? Maybe Asia, London, or New York, okay? We always want to make sure we understand what trend are we currently in. Market makers are the true traders in this world that can actually move price because they have a large sum of fundings in their hands. So if you realize, right, just trading based on EMA 50 is a little bit risky but achievable. So let me show you guys what do I mean. So when we see price actually breaks below the EMA 50 line, this is the blue line is basically my EMA 50 range. Whenever price comes back into this blue line, it acts as a form of resistance. Why I say resistance is because price is below that line. Whatever price is below a certain range, the range that is keeping price below, that is what we call as resistance. Vice versa, if price is above a certain zone and that zone is there to keep price above it, that is what we call support. So in this case, since price broke below it, so this EMA 50 line acts as a resistance. So whenever price comes back into this zone, if we were to enter for a sell opportunity, okay, we just focus on 1 to 3. This would be 1 successful trade. Okay, when is the next one? So you see, line comes back into this zone. Let's say we enter this one. 1 to 3. Where's our 1 to 3? There's our 1 to 3. Another successful trade. Okay, let's say this one, see, price breaks through it very strongly. So this is when we start to realize, okay, maybe we're going to start to see a push towards the upside. But instead of price having any form of rejection here, price broke through very strongly. So this is what we can be labeling it as a fake up. So most probably price just moved up because it wants to grab certain range of liquidity. So which is the ranges of liquidity? We can see there is a high form of liquidity just sitting here, which price just grabbed and then moved towards the downside. So this is still considered we are in a bearish move down. So when does it happen again? You see, price comes into here, we're seeing nice rejection just above the previous high. Let's go 1 to 3. Where is our 1 to 3? Another successful trade. So you see, just based on trading on the EMA 50 alone, which help us understand which trend are we currently looking at. So since we're in a bearish move down, Whenever price comes back into the EMA 50 line and we are starting to see any form of rejections, like you see these candle wicks, okay, that is when we put in our sell opportunity, setting our stops above the previous high and then let the trade run. So this is how you can basically use your EMA 50 if you solely want to trade only by using this indicator, which again I do not highly recommend just trading based on one indicator, but it is doable. That's why I want to show you guys it is doable. Why? Because trend is king. I have to say this again and again. If we can identify and understand which trend are we currently in, which the EMA 50 really helps us do that, we'll be able to follow the market maker's direction. But stick with me till the very end of this video, guys, because I will be combining all of the three indicators that I will be sharing with you on how you can actually integrate them into your own trading strategy today. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Step 2. Trading sessions, aka the market clock. This one is game changer. If you're an intraday trader or scalper, you need to understand trading sessions. Why? Because each session consists of Asia, London, and New York. And each of them has different personalities. Think of it like this. Scalpers jump in quickly, buying low and selling high within minutes. Intraday traders, however, hold trades for longer by using volume patterns from different sessions to their advantage. The key here is to know when market volume kicks in. This indicator shows you exactly which trading session you're currently in, so you can trade when the market is most active and avoid dead zones. Okay guys, moving on to our next indicator in step 2. If you're an intraday trader, especially if you are a scalper, I will highly recommend that you guys understand which trading sessions are you currently in. Different pairings react differently to certain sessions. Okay, so we have Asia, London, and New York. Let me show you the indicator right now. So this is the one right here. So it's ICT Seek and Destroy Profile, okay, TFO. But if you want to use another one, okay, there is also another good one. So this is why I call trading sessions. Okay, so let me just hide this. So this is the one. So this one is, guys, to be honest, is exactly the same. The only thing why I'm using this indicator is because I want to understand when trading sessions overlap, okay, and also when do they begin. Each of the sessions, they play out differently for different pairings. So you really have to backtest and really understand which pairing are you looking at and which session are you currently in. So once I turn it on, immediately I'm able to understand, okay, this blue box basically is showing me Asia session. This, I think you can say yellow, gold. Which color you guys think this is now? This is showing me London and this is showing me New York. You can see there is quite a nice and beautiful movement we are seeing in Asia session. Then you start to see consolidation, which is basically we're not really seeing much of market volume during London, and then you see a strong move again in New York, just based on using this session indicator alone. If you're a trader, let's say you're a scalper or if you're an intraday trader, based on these three sessions right here, which trading session do you think is most beneficial for you? Pause the video and leave a comment in the section below and then play it back. Okay, I will explain to you guys. So let's say you already paused the video and then you leave your comment in, which I really hope you did. Is an intraday trader or a scalper? Okay, we need volume. We trade based on volume, because why? When you place a buy or sell, obviously we want the trade to go to our TP. So let's say buy, we want the trade to move higher. Vice versa, if we place sell, we want the trade to move lower. If we don't have volume, for example in London, okay, so see this is very sketchy. It's just, to be honest, it's just sideways. It's not really moving up, it's not really moving down. So this is an obvious trading session that I would like to avoid. But which trading session can I actually trade to find more volume and opportunities? Just based on this one indicator, I can understand, okay, Asia and New York is showing great movements. So this is where I would personally prefer to place my trades if I were to enter the market. So if you realize this, guys, based on using this indicator alone, you can start to see which is the most ideal session for you to trade, because everybody is busy, okay? Everybody has their own working routine. Some of you guys are only coming off work and reaching home maybe around 8 or 9. That's the time that you can really have time to really focus on the market and trade. And to be honest, that's a good thing. Because why? If you finish your work and you're home maybe around 8 or 9ish, New York session usually begins around 9:30 to 10:30. So you're spot on. You guys can trade New York session. If you have this trading indicator on, you will be able to understand when does it begin and when does it end. So you see these zones here, guys. This is what I'm referring to, dead zones. This one is here. Everything that happens after this section here, we will not tend to see much volume until the next session kicks in. This is because there is no trading sessions running as of now. So how this indicator actually helps, I used to place random trades in between these areas. So you see these trades here, guys. This one we are moving towards the upside. So let's say I saw a trading opportunity and then I enter, like I said, halfway. So let's say here, okay, we're seeing a move up, which is an impulse move up. We're having a pullback. Once a pullback, that is when we like to enter our trades. Stops below the low. I usually don't want to trade. Okay, so this would be my trade. Since we're seeing a move towards the upside, this is what I mean. When London session tends to kick in, we don't usually see a continuation trend, but we can see a continuation trend. But in this case, you see, this was a reversal trend. If we are still in Asia session, once we are able to identify that the market makers in Asia session actually want to move price up, if we were to enter the trade much earlier, obviously we can be hitting our TP zone. What this indicator helps us do is identify how far off are we in the trading session. Are we close to London Open? If we are close to London Open, is it a good idea to really enter our buy opportunity right now? Because buyers were present in Asia. That doesn't mean they will be present in London. Most probably, maybe sellers can come in, like in this case, sellers came in London. But how we are able to identify that? Just based on this indicator, we'll be able to understand, okay, we are actually closing up to London. Maybe it's not a good idea to enter a trade right now. This is what this indicator helped me personally a lot. This helped me stop entering trades halfway, or to be honest, even towards the end. I've done this so multiple times because I didn't know, I didn't understand. Always remember, if you're intraday or a scalper, you are trading based on sessions. If you are trading based on the session, understand who is in control. In my trading strategy, my personal trading strategy, which I teach exclusively on my Discord community for free, I will actually be able to identify who is currently in control in each of these sessions, and that's why I place my buy or sell orders. So if I understand buyers are present in Asia, I will not be looking for any sell opportunities. But at the same time, I will not be entering halfway or even towards the end of Asia. The reason being is because once we kick into London, I need to restructure my analysis and understand, are we still seeing buyers in control? If we are starting to see sellers in control, that means my primary focus right now should be towards the sell side. So you see, even when New York came in, okay, yes, we're seeing a very beautiful move towards the downside. After that, guys, we saw a reversal. You see, it moved down, then it started to move up, and then we start to see price move higher. So why does this happen? It is because in each of these sessions, we have different people in control. And this trading indicator helps us identify and understand when the sessions are opening, and most importantly, who is currently controlling the market. So we are able to really capitalize as much as we can in any trades that we take. So let's move on to the next trading indicator. Step 3. Market structure. If you're new to trading, or you have been trading for quite some time now, trader to trader, I bet there are days when you look at the market and feel completely lost. You're not alone. Reading market structure is hard until you find the right set of tools. This indicator literally does the work for you. It marks out trends, breakouts, and reversals, so you can easily see whether the market is bullish or bearish. But before I show you this indicator, let me teach you 4 key market structures in order to understand this indicator better. Okay guys, so here is the simple thing that you need to understand about market structure. Okay, so let's get right into it. This is an uptrend. Okay, it's very obvious. It is because price is moving towards the upside. Vice versa, this is a downtrend. Because why? Price is moving towards the downside. Price has 2 primary movements, okay, in a trend. So what are the movements is we will see an impulse move up, okay, and then we will start to see a pullback. Impulse, pullback, impulse. If price wants to continue higher, we will start to see a pullback and then another impulse leg up. Okay, vice versa, you see, same thing, moving towards the downside, you will see an impulse and then a pullback, impulse, pullback, impulse. Again, if price wants to move lower, you will see a pullback and then another impulse. How can you identify which is the impulse, which is a pullback? Very easy, guys. The impulse will usually be longer than the pullback. Okay, so you see, this is longer, this is shorter. This is longer, this is shorter. Same thing, see, longer, shorter, longer, shorter. What are we actually going to understand today? It is, if we want to go for a buy opportunity, okay, this is the obvious trend we want to look at, because why? This is the uptrend. Okay, who can move price? Market makers. So since market makers are pushing price up, whenever price comes into a pullback range, okay, this will basically be our POI. Okay, so when price comes into our POI, we set our take profits, okay, and then we enter the trade. So for buy opportunities, trade hits our TP, happy. Same thing again. When the trade comes into our POI zone, again, take profit, okay, happy. Okay, very happy, very simple. Because why? We are basically just following the trend. The important thing I want to teach today is what we call as MSB, okay, market structure break. So what I mean by that is, when price is moving in a beautiful uptrend, okay, we suddenly start to see an impulse and then a second impulse. When this happens, right? Okay, wait, let me just amend this. Yep, this is what I want. Okay, let me just make this a little bit more clear so you guys don't get confused. So when this happens, right, an impulse and then another impulse. This is what we call MSB, market structure break. Why we say market structure break? It is because the current market structure was actually towards the upside. That is our market structure, bullish market structure. Market structure break basically means that this move broke our initial market structure, which is a bullish market structure. A trend that is moving towards the upside has been broken. When this gets broken, we usually will tend to see another pullback, and then we start to see price move down. Okay, so let me amend this, put back the arrow thing. Okay, let me make it red for you guys. Okay, so this is what we mean by MSB. I know, guys, it might get confusing a bit, okay, but bear with me. With proper practice, which I will show you guys an indicator, it will help you guys a lot better. So no need to worry much. But again, of course, you need practice, but you guys will get there, okay? So when this happens, as traders, what do? We find out where is our POI zone. For those that don't know, I've been mentioning POI a few times already. POI basically means point of interest. That's where we enter our trades. So when price come into this zone, we go for a sell opportunity instead of a buy opportunity. This is not always the case, okay? Sometimes price can break below and then price can continue trading higher. Let me show you like this. Give me a moment, guys. This will be a little bit ugly. Price can continue to trade higher again, continue the trend. This can happen also. Price can continue to go higher, even though we saw a MSB. Why this happens is because price potentially is just reaching to take out any form of liquidity. Liquidity is the main driver for price, because why? What is liquidity? Liquidity is funds, guys. Whenever you enter a buy opportunity or sell opportunity, you're basically pumping in liquidity. And that is what price is moving towards. So this can happen at the same time. Let's stick to our initial explanation. Once MSB happens, as a trader, you must immediately restructure your understanding. From a bullish trend, we are potentially going to see a bearish move down. Again, don't worry. We actually have a free indicator that you guys can use today, where it will help you identify trends. When you're able to identify trends, trust me, guys, it will be a lifesaver, especially if you guys are trading long-term, okay, short-term, scalper, okay, it doesn't matter. We all follow trend because we all understand, all the success traders, we all understand we cannot move the price because we do not have the funding capabilities as the market makers, okay, and that's okay. That is really okay. But we have to identify trend because we need to know where they want the market to move. If they want the market to move up, we go up. If they want the market to move down, guess what? We go down. That's how we find success. And these kind of key things that happen, this MSB, this is when it will show us that market maker potentially want to now move price down. So what do, guys? We follow. So now let's go to the downtrend. So we're in a beautiful downtrend right now. So let me remove the arrow, this to the corner a bit, and then suddenly you start to see an impulse move. Okay, sorry, I'm using the wrong line. It should be the arrow. Impulse move higher. Okay, see, impulse and then another impulse. So potentially what we'll be seeing, a move towards the upside. So let me change this to green for you guys. Okay, arrow, yep, okay. So where is our MSB? This was the last point that created the lowest point, okay? So once this point gets broken through, this is what we call an MSB. So in a downtrend, remember, we are in a bearish market structure. If MSB happens, it means the structure potentially has been broken. So from a bearish trend, what is the opposite trend, guys? Bullish trend, uptrend. Downtrend, opposite is uptrend. So when MSB happens, we must restructure our analysis and understand potentially we are going to see price move towards the upside, find our POI zone, and then from going for a usual sell opportunity, we should be aiming for now buys, because the market maker is giving us hints that now they may want to start pushing price towards the upside. Don't worry, we will get into the indicator right now. So this is just for me to share with you guys basic market structure. But this is the indicator, guys. Higher, high, lower, low. So I will show you guys the indicator. So this is it. This is the one, guys. Yeah, higher, high, lower, low, live. If you guys use this one, right, you guys might see like having different colors and all. This is because I personally have customized my settings. Okay, if you guys want to follow, this is my settings. It even tags for you guys. See, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. When we start to see higher high, higher low, higher high, means we are moving towards the upside. This indicator basically helps you do that. But remember, guys, when I say MSB, if you guys are not able to draw these lines in your mind when you are looking at the charts, this indicator will be so helpful for you guys. So let me just turn off the EMA 50 for a moment so it'll be a little bit more cleaner. So remember, we are in a beautiful uptrend. This is the highest point. What was the last point that created this? This was it, the higher low. So if you were to draw a line and you saw the line broke below it, which in this case, like our example earlier, you see, moving towards the upside, it broke below, another impulse move down. This is our MSP. So you see, it's the same thing, guys. This happens daily, MSB. All right. So from an uptrend, which we can see this indicator helps us find out, okay, the lines, it will show us really and clearly which trend are we currently in. Right now, we're starting to see a break towards the downside. So what can we do? Potentially, we can be looking around this zone as our POI, point of interest. Let me remove this square. So since we have an MSB zone, MSB that happened here, now we're starting to expect, since price is moving towards the downside, potentially when price comes into our POI zone, either sweeping off certain liquidity, respecting this imbalance. Again, if you guys are not sure what are the certain terms that I said, imbalance, liquidity, I have actually released videos, okay, called episode 1, 2, and 3 on my YouTube page, where I explain in detail, all for free, so you guys are able to understand what they are and how you can integrate them into your own personal trading strategy today. So feel free to click the link. I think I will leave them in the description below, so you guys can actually go through those videos if you like. So once price comes in your POI zone, what trend are we potentially looking at? A bearish trend down, moving towards the downside. We have to also make sure that we are able to identify certain things in our POI zone, like is it sweeping any form of liquidity? Okay, are we seeing any order block zones? Are there any bearish imbalances? Again, don't worry, I release videos on episode 1, 2, and 3. Please, I highly recommend that you guys go and watch them. They're not really long videos, okay, half an hour each of them. Okay, I guess half an hour is kind of long, but think about it this way, okay? Half an hour, you'll be able to identify and understand them to the point you can teach someone else. That's how in detail I actually made it, and I made it as simple as possible for anyone to understand it, even if you are literally a beginner in trading. That's how I did it, because I want to help out as much people as I possibly can. So please feel free. I will include the link in the description below. I'll do that for you guys. So this is basically what we can expect solely based on this indicator alone. This indicator helps us identify, okay, we are moving towards the downside. So once price came into the POI zone, focus on sells. Because market maker has shown us clear signs that an MSB has occurred, so they potentially want to be shifting the market structure from a bullish market structure to a bearish one. So back to the video. Now here comes the real question. You got the tools. Now how do you apply them into your own trading strategy today? Let's break it down right now. And don't forget, if you're finding this video helpful, to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because the next upcoming video is related to risk management. And that is where the true success in trading. Also remember to turn on all notification bells so that you won't miss my next upcoming video. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so you learned step 1, step 2 and step 3. So here comes the big question. How do you integrate all of them together into your trading strategy today? So check this out. Okay, so let me first remove the EMA and a higher high, higher low. Again, there is no sequence to it. The reason why I'm moving it, basically I want to show you how important and how powerful they can be. Okay, let me remove all of them in fact. So at this point in time, we have no clue which session we are currently in. Of course, unless if we check the timestamps, all right, I understand that. But in this example right now, we do not understand which session are we currently in and what is going on. We might feel, okay, there's a lot of price movement right now. I don't know if we're in an uptrend or a downtrend. This is where our indicators helps give us clarity. So first off, once we turn on our trading session, we immediately are able to identify, guys. Okay, so this is Asia, this is London. Currently, we are in New York. Of course, this is the dead zone right now. So we are not going to be taking any trades. The reason why is because even if we see any opportunities right now, we must remember and understand. Right now, there is no sessions running. Hence, we will not start to see any form of real volume that we are looking for as trading, okay? As traders, remember, you always are looking for volume. The higher the volume, the better to trade. Because why? You won't be stuck in that middle zone, okay, where price will just start to consolidate and move sideways. Obviously, when you place buy or sell, you want the trade to either move up or down. For the trade to do that, of course, trade always runs towards liquidity, but of course, you need volume. Volume we only see in trading sessions. So what do we do here? Okay, first we start to analyze the market. Analyzing, it doesn't matter. Even in dead zones, you can start to analyze the market. Because why? Once the dead zone happens, means usually it's already the end of the day. For us in Malaysia, so we are going to be trading the next day. So you can analyze today for tomorrow. Okay, that's what we do, right? As traders, we predict the market. So then we start to see our higher highs and higher lows. The reason why we see this is because we just want to start to understand what structure are we currently looking at. We see a lower low and then a high. Then you see, just focus on the line, guys. So what structure are you looking at right now? It's a bit sketchy, okay? But okay, don't worry, I'll make the arrow a bit taller, a bit thicker. So what structure are we currently looking at? We are moving towards the upside. So right now we're actually looking at the next day, okay? So this is where Asia session kicks in. But this is where it gets interesting, guys. Look at this. From this section here, we are moving towards the upside, you see? This is an uptrend. So we have impulse, pullback, impulse, and now we're starting to see another impulse move down. So like our example earlier, once we, let me go back to the example, guys. Maybe I better show you guys an example. So we start to see an impulse move up, pullback, impulse, and then another impulse. So this will be considered our MSB. The same thing is happening here, guys. So you see, impulse, pullback, impulse, and then another impulse. So where is our MSB? This will be our MSB. So let me just mark that out for you guys. Give me a moment. MSB. Okay, so this is bottom. Yep. Okay, so this is our MSB. So what are we anticipating here? What are we predicting here? So from this mini uptrend, right now we are starting to see a break towards the downside. So we are right now, our job basically is to understand and analyze where is our POI zone. The market makers are showing us signs, MSB is basically our sign, that from this uptrend, price is moving right now, They want price to move lower. Again, everything is potential here. Okay, nothing is 100% in the trading, platform. As long as we practice, our predictions will just get better and better and better, because price action is a real thing. Okay, the language of price, and market makers, the things that they do, you can actually read that in price. Price will really show us uphand what is potentially about to happen. Basically, price action allows you to kind of read the future. If you're really good at it, like, you can actually read what potentially is about to happen. So if we can realize, okay, MSB happened here. So from our uptrend, right now we have to remember potentially we're going to start to be seeing a move towards the downside. So let's bring in our EMA 50. Again, guys, this is not in sequence. Remember that. You guys can just leave everything on. Okay, I just turning it on one by one to show you guys how powerful and how they can actually help you in your trading. So our POI in this case, okay, let me just draw the imbalance. Okay, this is an imbalance zone, basically a fair value gap zone. Let me just label that for you guys. Fair value gap. Again, if you guys are wondering how to identify a fair value gap, there are free videos, okay, really in-depth videos, episode 1, 2, and 3 on my YouTube page. Feel free to go through them. Okay, you guys will be able to identify fair value gaps within today. Okay, that's what I can promise you. This is our POI zone. So like I said, as traders, we're able to identify, okay, MSB has happened from an uptrend. So potentially we are starting to see price move towards the downside. Our EMA 50 is also showing that price is trading below this zone. So what do? We wait until price comes into our POI zone and start to see all of them align. Let me show you what I mean. Finally, price came into our zone. So do we enter for sell? No. Why? Because look at our EMA 50. Right now, price is sitting above our EMA 50. Even though we start to see an MSB, yes, check. Even though we start to see price come into our POI, yes, check. It doesn't mean we just enter. Remember, we need to make sure they all align. We are still in a downtrend. Because why? This is the highest point as of now, and this is the lowest point as of now. Only if price breaks this zone, we will start to see price move higher. If price breaks below this zone, we potentially will start to see price move lower. So consider we are still in a downtrend because of this MSB, but I will not enter because our EMA 50 shows that price is sitting beautifully above it. Let me zoom in a bit for you guys. I see above it. So we need all of them to align. So we need our EMA 50 to also jump in that same train. Where the understanding of MSP has already occurred, we are starting to see a market structure shift, okay, where we're having an impulse and a pullback, then we start to see another impulse down. But our EMA 50 is still on the fence. So let's see, let's move on. So we gotta wait, you see, that's this candle, see, it's still above EMA 50, so no, I'm not gonna enter yet. This is kind of below, okay? I mean, we can enter here, but I would prefer a little bit more of a stronger candle to close because we're seeing rejections, right? Whenever you start to see a red candle, okay, and it start to move down, and then you start to see these wicks, this is what we call as rejections. That means buyers were present around this range, and they were pushing price up. Sellers still win, hence why the color is red, but still, buyers were present. So it's not really considered a close below the EMA 50. If you see, it's just barely closing a little bit above it, below it, sorry. So I will wait a little bit more, okay, just to see. So this is not bad, because why? We saw a close below this range. So I'm okay to enter here, because we're seeing a close below. I would prefer a little bit more of a stronger close, but it's fine. Let's just do it. Let's see what happens. And then my stops will be above the high. 1 to 3, as usual, 1 to 3. Okay, and my sweet spot for trading is around 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. Okay, but right now is 1 to 2.5 or 1 to 3. I like this number more now. So now we understand MSB occurred, number 1. So it shift market structure. We are currently in Asia session. Remember that Asia and New York session has very high volume. On top of that, our EMA 50 is aligning where price right now is sitting below it. Because why? We are expecting price to move down. When we want that to happen, we need to think of this EMA 50 line as a resistance holding price to move down. And let's watch what happens. See? Look at that, guys. Beautiful move down. Okay, this is good. This is good. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at that. See? This doesn't happen all the time. Bear in mind, okay, we don't usually see moves like this. I mean, look, we don't usually see moves like that. Okay, maybe this was a news happening on that day, but regardless, this was the winning trade. The reason why this was a winning trade it is because we integrated all of them together. Number one, we understand which trading session we are in. We are in a strong trading session. Trading session is Asia. Asia, we have quite high volume. On top of that, we have an MSB. So from this initial, sorry guys, it's getting a bit ugly, okay? Let me remove the high low from it, okay? And EMA 50s, okay, let me remove this also. From this initial uptrend moving up, we saw an MSB happen. You see, like this is a bit difficult to see if you're not trained to looking at the charts. But once you open up this stuff, you're able to analyze, okay, certain things. Okay, what session are you currently in? We're having a higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high. This is a move towards the uptrend. You can see it. And then when price breaks below the zone, this is another impulse. Hence, we created an MSB. So once we created MSB, what are we doing? Let me remove this. Okay, remove this. We are basically finding our POI. Again, don't worry. Okay, like I said again, I already released videos, okay, on how you can actually identify these imbalances. Okay, fair value gaps are the same thing. Okay, auto blocks, liquidity, okay, all of that good stuff. All of them available on my YouTube page. Please go through them. I will leave the links in the description below. So once price comes into a POI, we do not enter blindly just because of that. Remember, you have another indicator, which is your EMA 50. Once price trades below, see, remember, let me zoom in so you guys can really look at it. You see this? This was the area where price came into our zone. See, price was sitting above the EMA 50. This one, why I didn't enter, which we could. You see, price actually moved down. The reason why is because I don't feel confident enough. I want to see price close below. Even to be honest, this entry I would not enter. Okay, I will enter in this one. This is more beautifully below it. But in this example, I wanted to see what happened. In this case, it was good. But usually when you just follow your SOPs, right guys, you really stick to your SOPs, your trading will go very well. Okay, of course, there's risk management, which will be coming up soon. Okay? So please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will teach you guys risk management. So once price closed below the EMA 50, then the rest is history, guys. Just follow your SOPs. You guys just follow these three things that I teach you. I guarantee you will start to see results today in your trading journey. Okay, maybe not today, depending when you see it. If it's a weekend, then just wait for the weekday. You can, of course, weekend can. Just a lot slower. Because why? Like I said, if you're intraday or scalper, you need volume. Okay, if you are trading, you're a swing trader. Yes, you need volume also. But again, swing traders tend to hold their trades for quite a few days. Alright, so is a little bit different, but again, swing trader, you can also use this, but maybe you don't have to worry much about the sessions. You just need to understand market structure and the EMA 50. So let me show you this example here. So this example here, I already placed this sell opportunity. The reason why this sell opportunity, guys, I mean obvious guys, look at this. We start to see very powerful move towards the upside. Okay. Then we start to see another powerful move towards the downside. This was the low that created this very powerful move towards the upside. And we're seeing an impulse and another impulse move down. When this happens, what does that mean, guys? This is our MSB. Okay, I'm sorry guys, I accidentally highlighted this. One moment. Label it for you, MSB. Yep. Okay, MSB. Again, I remember everything that you draw in the trading platform, right? Always put in your mind potential. Okay, never 100% anything. Trading is not 100%. Okay, we are all just being very good at predicting things, and based on the number of years that we've been doing it. So MSB, where is our POI? So I can see a very beautiful fair value gap here. Fair value gap, then a bearish fair value gap too. So I want price, once price comes into this zone, I want to see price respect by EMA 50. So in this case, okay, we're starting to see rejection. Price is actually closing below. But again, this is still a bullish candle. I prefer to see bearish candle respecting. So maybe we go next candle. Okay, nice. So this is a bearish candle. Okay, so we'll be entering a sell for this one. So our sell will be here, a little bit lower, previous high. Let's see where it go. Okay, let's see 1 to 3. Did we get a 1 to 3 here or not? What did we get? What did we get? Okay, we're starting to see move down, move down, move down, move down, move down. I think we got a 1 to 2. 1 to 2, around 1 to 2, guys. We got a 1 to 2. But again, let's just play it out, okay? Okay, so we didn't really get a 1 to 3, but at the same time, price is moving towards the downside and we are currently running in profits. Again, like I said, this is swing trading. When you're a swing trader, right, you don't expect to close your profits actually within the day. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Sometimes when there are very impactful news, price can really move, guys. Like really crazy, like really crazy movements. So even just based on this swing trading strategy, right? Yes, price went into our red zone, but right now again we are back in profits and we are still towards the downside. So potentially, yes, we may be seeing price come to a 1 to 3. Okay, 1 to 3 will be here, guys. Actually, it's a little bit lower. This will be our 1 to 3. Let me see. If we were to see how low this came, almost a 1 to 2. So this is still a very good trade. You're still winning. Again, swing traders, like I said, we tend to hold trades longer. So let me try to keep this thing for a few more days, this trading section. Maybe I'll update you guys, okay, maybe on my Discord community or in my social media handle, and then to show you guys on what we actually learned and the price actually move lower. Okay, so now back to the video. I posted another video about the current market conditions on why crypto has been dropping recently. I'll have the video linked here so that you guys can check that out and have your own edge in the markets today. Stay safe and happy trading, guys.